Hello, grade 12s. Welcome to week 2 of our online video learning and our online Google Classroom. Just wanted to say good job last week. I was really impressed with the dedication and commitment that everyone put in. Almost everyone finished all the work that was assigned, and I was really impressed with your sketches for the rational functions. So really good job there. All right, so here we are in week 2. And I'm learning more and more about Google Classroom on the back end. So I've done a little adjustments, and I just want to show you those new adjustments as we get into the work for this week. Now, here's our Google Classroom, but I'm not going to mess around with this too much. I'm going to go to a separate classroom here. It's a test class. Now, I said it says grade 9, but it's going to look very much like yours. Okay, and the reason I'm using this test classroom is so I can go in as a student, and then you'll be able to see, get a better idea of what's going on. Okay, so your class is going to look very similar to this, just slightly different. So I'm in as a student. I'm in there as my son Tyler, and I'm going to show you around. So for starters, I learned that putting work on the stream is not a good spot, okay? A lot of you missed the intro quiz that I asked you to do on the stream, so I've learned that I'm going to put stuff on Classroom, or Classwork, excuse me. And you'll see here in this fake class, I've got some work due, okay? And that's what we're going to look at. So I'm going to go to Classwork, and yours is going to look very similar to this, but in a darker color. And you're going to see the work from last week and the work from this week. Also, I adjusted things. I put our calculus textbook, this is the grade 9 textbook right here, so it's very quick and easy to get to. And I made a new link to our notes. We used to go up here, but I've learned that this folder is actually more for you, that it stores all of your classroom materials and work and stuff. So I'm not going to put our notes in there. I've made a new note, new link to here. So if you go here, you'll get to the new folder, but it'll look just like with the other ones with all the past notes and the upcoming notes. Okay, so when you get to our Google Classroom, you're going to see the work from April 13th to 17th, and you're going to see a welcome video just like this one. Okay, you'll see though that I put things in as assignments now instead of material. So over here it was material, and here it's now called an assignment. So we're going to click on this work here, and the best thing to do is go view assignment. Okay, so here's the assignment, and the assignment is going to say watch this video. So you're already in here because you're watching the video now. But the one thing that I've changed is when you're done this, I want you to go over here and mark as done. You don't need to submit anything. And we did this before when you were submitting work, but here you're not going to submit anything. You're just going to say that you did it. So you're going to mark it as done. Okay. This is a better way for me to keep track of who's actually watched the video. Okay. So it's an assignment, but it's not worth any marks or anything like that. And once you're finished doing this, watching the video, you're just going to go put mark as done. It's going to ask you, you sure you don't want to hand anything in? And that's not what we're doing here. So you're just going to mark as done. And then this will allow me to see who has watched this video. Okay. And you can see that it's turned in and you're done with this activity. Okay. And if we go back to the classroom and to the classwork, you'll see that that one's grayed out because it's done. And now there's no longer something there. So if we go to the stream, there's only 2 things due. Okay, so this is great. Now, the other spot you can go off and see this is view your work. So you'll see there's a couple of things that are assigned and one thing that's done. Okay, and that's that thing that's done. And the stuff from last week is done. Okay, so that's another spot where you can go and keep track of things. All right, so we watched the video. Now, if you look closely, actually, it says after you mark it as done, go and do the quiz. So last week I put the quiz right in here and you watched the video and did the quiz at once. But I've changed things up and made a separate entry here for quizzes. And this is a much better way for me to keep track of who's done the quiz and who's not. Last week I made a couple of mistakes because I was looking on a spreadsheet to see who done it. But this will be much easier for both of us to keep track of what you've done and what you haven't done. So it's a separate entry in the quiz, but it's about this work, this welcome video. So you're going to go off here. And again, if you push view assignment, we can do that. So we're going to go and do the quiz. Now, this is not the actual quiz that you'll see. This is only a fake one question quiz. So who's the guy in the corner? It looks like Mr. Lee. So we'll go and submit. And we're done. We'll view our score. Hopefully we got it right. And we go here and yep, we got it right. Good. All right, so we're going to go back here and we're going to close these windows. And now when you go up here, you see, look, it's already been submitted. So this is an advantage of having this separate, okay? Because once you do the quiz, it says that it's turned in and now it's done. And on my end, I'm going to get a very easy to read list of who's done the quizzes and who's not. And if you go back to your classwork, again, you'll see that that quiz now is complete, okay? And then there's only one thing left that's due, the next thing that's on our list, okay? So again, a much better way to get things organized. And then the last thing is going to be the work. Now, this is my grade 9's work. They're looking at scatter plots. Yours is going to look a little bit different. Again, view assignment, okay? But it's still going to be watch a video and here are the notes. And if I choose to have a quiz, it'll be after this stuff. Now, I don't have any quizzes for today. And again, when you do this, there's nothing to hand in. So you're just going to mark it as done once you're finished watching the video. Now, actually, today's video has got a Desmos activity. So I've given you the link. So you're also going to go to Desmos and then come back and watch the video. But once you're finished, you're going to mark as done. So again, I'm not handing anything in. I'm just saying that I watched the math lesson and I've completed the Desmos work and I'm all done. So if I go back here and check my classwork and look, all of my stuff is grayed out and I'm all done and I'm all set. If I go to stream, you can see too that there's no upcoming work and I'm all done. Okay, so just a different way that I've organized things. One last thing I want to talk about with a math lesson, just like this grade 9 example, if you look at the bottom of this, it talks about homework. So homework we're going to treat just like you did before. Okay, I give you a lesson, I assign some homework or some practice. Then I don't go up and check that homework. So in this case, you're not handing anything in. You're not handing in homework. This homework is just something you would do on your own as practice. Okay. Now there are going to be little assignments, kind of like the sketching assignment I gave last week, where I'm going to ask you to hand in some stuff just so I can see how you're doing. But right now, and probably for the first few days, this is just, you're not going to hand anything. You're going to treat homework like normal homework. You do it on your own. Okay. The difference is, of course, after you've done this stuff, you're going to click submit to say that you're done that. And I'll have a much better way to keep track of things. Okay. So that's just a review of how things are look in our test class. When you go to your Google Classwork or Google Classroom for our Google Classroom, you'll see a much cleaned up version of this. And hopefully this all makes sense. Okay, so we're starting the new unit now. Lots of exploring, lots of understanding. You might have more questions as we go along, and we'll deal with that throughout the week. But don't be afraid to email me or message me if you have any questions. All right, keep up the good work, grade 12s, and I look forward to you going through and exploring all this new stuff I've been working on. Take care.